Crypto Strain here. This evening I'm going to talk about Avalaunch and two very exciting projects that I like on Avalaunch. Really super bullish about Avalaunch. Again, a bit like Solana, we've done that video recently. Kind of missed out on Avalaunch when it was only $2.78 this time last year, and fantastic year it's had. Currently $84.49. We've actually had $95 in the last 24 hours, but as we all know, the market overnight really dumped. A bit of a shock really to see likes of Cardano below £1. It was absolutely incredible to see. I never thought we'd actually go below £1 again. So it just shows how speculative the market is and high risk that crypto is. But getting back to Avalaunch, following that from Solana video, I've been researching various Avalaunch projects, and I'm going to go through two that I'm really super bullish on. Okay, now Avalaunch, rank number 12. It's making huge progress. When you've got a 20.5 billion market cap, you're making huge progress in rank number 12. So many people talked about this project, and I say I didn't look into it when I should. It's making huge waves now, and a lot of people say that with its technology, it really could be a top 5 coin. There is so much competition now within the top 10 with the Binance Smart Chain, obviously Ethereum, you've got your Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, etc. There's so much competition now with smart contracts. So when you go on the Avalaunch website, blazingly fast, low cost, and eco-friendly, get a pop-up where it's the fastest smart contracts platform in the blockchain industry. We go through there what's possible with Avalaunch. Okay, build fast, low cost, Solidity compatible dApps, launch customized blockchains, private and public, scale to million validators, built for decentralized apps. Talks about Avalaunch being in the news on Bloomberg. Who's building on Avalaunch? Look at these great projects like Helium, for example. I've spoken about many times. Chainlink's a partnership as well with Avalaunch. Okay, now this is really interesting on their site, and obviously they're going to make Avalaunch look fantastic, but obviously it's got to be real for them to justify it, okay? Otherwise they soon get put down by the ones they're sort of comparing themselves to. So they've basically compared themselves to Ethereum, Polkadot, and Bitcoin. Obviously Bitcoin was first generation, Ethereum was second, but Polkadot, certainly a favourite of mine. And you can see there on the screen how much better Avalaunch is than Polkadot. Now, I noticed they haven't compared themselves to Solana or Cardano, but you can just see on the screen how much better say they are than Ethereum. Now, we know about Ethereum's problems. As another year passed, still not Ethereum 2.0. Who knows when that will come out? But you say it's got a lot of positive parts to it, and they're clarifying all the bits they believe they're better than the other ecosystems mentioned. Build Solidity dApps without limits, lowest cost to deploy contracts. Okay, now solutions powered by Avalaunch. So all this decentralized finance, DeFi, which obviously all of them do, DEXs, borrowing, lending, institutions, enterprises, and governments. Digital collectibles. Now, obviously, everyone's getting involved now, aren't they? NFTs, it's gaming, everything's there. Every project seems to be doing that nowadays because obviously they want to keep ahead of the game. It's got all the different information there, all the different roadmap. You've got the token info. So I'll put a link here for the roadmap, and I'll put the link below. It's at the moment still waiting for 2022 roadmap. But when you go through what they've achieved this year alone, I'm sure 2022 they've got huge plans to take it even to the next level, just outside the top 10. Now, as we said before, you can keep going on about all the competition. I personally thought that by the 2021, the likes of Atom, Cosmos, and even Tezos would be balling around the top 10, and to think how much Tezos has dropped. And Atom Cosmos is not in the top 10. It's a shock, but this whole year has been full of shocks, hasn't it? We've had the meme coins, this huge wave of people making crazy money on basically these shit coins, what we relatively call them, they really are rubbish, but then we've got the high quality things coming out like NFT tokens and gaming tokens, general usage. So this year has been absolutely incredible, and it really has been an eye-opener to what cryptocurrency and blockchain can be. So the fourth quarter 2021, obviously what we're in now, it talks there about what they're doing, the Avalaunch platform, it talks about the major milestones. But I'm really super bullish when we get the 2022 roadmap. I think Avalaunch got huge potential. I say a bit late to the game with Avalaunch. Got involved with it, must have been end of August. So I've made some decent profits. So it's not going to be bad. We've also got their website, avalabs.org, which talks about everything about the token and the Avalaunch, basically what it is, the token itself, and again, all about the different news. It's just an extra website they've got, just clarifies many things about the tokenomics, etc. But going back to the projects that I'm really super bullish on. Now, Avalaunch, I bought my first Avalaunch, must have been about 6-7 weeks ago. Wonderful projects. It's currently ranked 2,837 on CoinMarket because they don't know the market for sure. They think it's about 238 million. But again, we talk about Solana revenue project, it's not a huge amount out there. We've basically got about 14%. So, but what I like about Avalaunch is their plans, okay? Now, how they're going to help people build on the Avalaunch ecosystem. So this is what I really am super bullish about what their basically plans are. You know, it's a launch pad, obviously it's powered by Avalanche platform. It basically allows anyone to get started with Avalanche. It allows new and all these very exciting projects to prepare for the launch with emphasis on fair and broad distribution. With its values deeply rooted in the early Avalanche community, they're able to offer projects confident, informed users who align with long-term goals. So basically help you get launched on Avalanche. So at the moment it's $16.04, okay? Now, we've had a high of $18.34 the last 24 hours, we've had that dump. I just think it's not financial advice, this video, but me personally, Avalaunch is great for longevity. This one thing, again, the supply is very poor, let's be honest. But again, with long term, I'm not really that concerned, to be honest. You find a lot of these Avalanche projects, they're on the Avalanche dedicated dexes, Joe, for instance, Pangolin, Benqui, and all this sort of stuff. But with Avalaunch, you can also get it on Gate. We talk about Gate in every video, don't we? Because all the projects seem to be on Gate nowadays. It's such a wonderful exchange. The link is below if you want to get some, entirely up to you. It does support the channel. But when you go on Avalaunch website, interoperable token pools and auctions for the Avalaunch blockchain. So it talks about the future of fundraising. When we go through it, the Avalaunch protocol, people first, the features, interoperable swap pools, permissionless listings, fair and equitable fundraising, investing distribution, contract investor protection tools. So it helps anyone want to get involved and get started and participate. Okay, designed by investors for investors. Great headline. And it talks there about the different parts of it and how they just want to keep developing the Avalanche, getting early. And that's what I think, when you've got a project so proactive as Avalaunch, and long as Avalanche keeps developing, which I'm sure it will, it's massive now. You think of that markup, 20.5 billion. Projects like this, which help people get started on Avalaunch, help and obviously fundraising, etc. It's huge potential with this. Now, who knows what's going to happen in the next few months? If you have a bear market, what's going to happen with these sort of projects? Who knows? But as I say, this for me is long term. So it's entirely up to you. You must do your own research. It's got their Avalaunch. Obviously, it's powered by the Avalanche, and it basically represents a true step forward for the industry, offering highly decentralized applications, new financial primitives, and new interoperable blockchains. Cheap transactions, obviously, high throughput, near instant finality, interoperable assets and applications. So, talk about the team. Again, what we always say about genuine people, their LinkedIn profiles. It's a decent team, quite big advisors on the team. And I think when they actually finally get the actual final markup, you'll see this rocket through the charts. I think at the moment, when I got involved with it was a lot less than $16. But I think long term it has a lot of potential. I wouldn't be surprised if one day we see that $100 Avalaunch. But again, it's not financial advice, there's no guarantee. Now, the next project, now I must say, I'll quickly show you something actually on Coingecko. I'll put the link below. It's actually Coingecko have got the top Avalanche ecosystem coins by market capitalization. And you scroll through all the different projects involved with Avalanche, okay, partnerships, and there's a lot of projects, okay, many different projects. You scroll through, and I've read up on a lot of these, and there's some very exciting projects, but I've just picked two today, okay, and that's all I'm doing. I've bought a lot of different projects lately. I sort of narrowed it down. At one point I was going to buy 3 or 4, and I just narrowed it down to 2, and I put all the funds into those 2. Always spread my sort of, not all my eggs in one basket and spread it all around, but there is many exciting projects. And I'll put the link below, you can go through all this. So it just shows how popular the Avalanche ecosystem is. But getting back to the second project, apart from Avalaunch, is Kalao, KLO. It's currently ranked 968. The market cap is only nearly 15.5 million. Okay, again, the supply is very low though. It's only 5%. So you've got to think about that for long-term, price, action basically. Obviously, again, it's like all the other projects, down quite a bit today. It's currently 66 cents again. It's on the dexes on Avalaunch, like your Pangolin, Benqui, etc., ZT. It's on many exchanges, but the one, again, it's on Gate.io, okay? Now, Kalao, what I liked about this, when I read up in depth about it, was it's a non-fungible token, the NFT, as we always talk about, ecosystem built on Avalaunch. It's a layer 1 blockchain, okay? Its main aim is, again, to accelerate VR technology and DeFi capabilities on its NFT marketplace. So with their NFT marketplace now, beginning of the year, there was hardly any NFT marketplaces. Now there's literally hundreds of them. So, but the fact this is just for Avalanche, again, gives it a sort of variety to be like the first to actually build on Avalanche. So it's got a lot of potential. They've got NFT collections in like a personalised 3D NFT gallery. Cloud obviously is the fast and secure transactions. You've got the low fees. It's got a decent team behind it, people a lot of experience. But because it's so lowly ranked, even though supply is really low, the max supply will ever be is 500 million. And at the moment, we haven't even got 23.5 million. Okay, so it's a long way to go. But that's why, again, I say longevity. Okay, now you can see on the chart, obviously, this big dump we've had. So again, there's a lot of room for movement. You know, we've been well over $1.50 with this project. But again, I'm thinking long term. Now, when you go on their website, Kalao.io, it basically goes through everything, okay? You can scroll through, build the future of digital and virtual worlds. It's got so much information on their website, okay? And you scroll through it, a reliable and fast marketplace, purchase, sell and collect NFTs built on Avalaunch blockchain. Kalao leverages speed, low network fees and security, virtually yours, bridge with real world use cases. So the fact they've got their marketplace, they've actually got it out there already for projects just inside the top 1,000 gives me a lot of hope for the longevity of this project. I just like their website. I just think there's so much information about their plans. It states there, look, metaverse experience. Okay, the Kalao metaverse. You know, it's big buzz at the moment, isn't it? We've talked about recently about metaverse coins, and I must admit I've been reading up a lot more, and I need to do another video because there is so many out there. It's hard to keep on top of it. Again, we always talk about the roadmap. You can see just here what they've achieved this year alone. Absolutely, every quarter, huge progress. Okay, but what I like about this, you can see the fourth quarter, obviously what we're now talking about, what they're doing in the marketplace, the beta mobile app. They're talking about the decks, the cloud gallery, but what we're really interested in is the first and second quarter of next year. The cloud gallery again, the real world use cases, live event broadcasting, digital commerce, integrate blockchain support directly in game, the marketplace, additional blockchain support, fiat on ramp. Again, huge progress. Okay, and also talking about real world use case, we talk about luxury goods, digital commerce, event ticketing, and again, you go down the website, it talks about the tokenomics. Again, we talked about the fact they only had 5% supply out there. And you see here on the basic tokenomics exactly where all that's going. You can see the community rewards are 45% alone, the team 15%, advisors 7.5%, the ecosystem 12.5%, and 20% sales. So hence why you've only got 5%. Okay, now I don't know when the community rewards are going to be issued. Obviously, time will tell. But again, strategic partners and investors. Okay, and again, you can see on here, Kalao, one of its partners is Avalaunch, we just spoke about. Okay, and you can see there, it's got a lot of people behind it. It's got Avalaunch behind it. It's got many capital investment companies behind it. And it's even got Phantom behind it. So they're all very active on social media. I'll be following this project very closely. I've got myself a bag on Gate.io. So it's entirely up to you. I'm really super bullish on these projects, and Avalaunch has got massive growth potential. You know, Cardano is still my number one smart contract platform, but who thought we'd have so much competition? Not just the big ones, including Avalaunch and Solana, but the ones we spoke about recently, the ones which are outside the top 200 or 500, the brand new ones. Now they've got massive potential. You know, perhaps the next bull run within 2 to 3 years. Who knows? But these are huge. Now, other projects which I haven't got, which a lot of people speak about when they talk about Avalaunch, is Pangolin, PNG, currently ranked 524, market cap over 71.5 million. Another DEX, again, it's got huge potential, but only 12% of the supply is out there. Joe is another basically a trading site. Now it's $2.20, currently ranked 262. Market cap 290 million, but only 26% of the supply out there. Now you can see how volatile the project is with the price. But again, I've looked at Joe, it looks very good. Now, I don't own these ones, but I must admit they look very good for longevity. Okay, another one is Benqui. Okay, only 18 cents, but again, only 5% of the supply. But the market cap is only just approaching 59 million. Okay, another DEX. Okay, so as I say, it's ranked 575, so there's a lot of room for potential for growth. Now, when you get a massive drop like we've had in the market over the last 24 hours, in fact, over the last couple of weeks, Bitcoin obviously had a big drop, and unfortunately, we're still in a state where what happens to Bitcoin affects still the whole market. So we've had a big drop again in the last 24 hours. So time will tell how we grow. But me personally, it's great to get in these projects when you do get a nice dump like this. So I've bought myself more Avalaunch and Kalao today. Okay, I'm just being honest and transparent why it's had that nice drop. So time will tell. But also, as I say, if you're really into Avalanche projects, you need to check out Pangolin Joe and Benqui, the QI, because they have got a huge community behind them. I've seen them on various Discords and I've seen them on Medium as well. A lot of people are talking about them other projects. But as I say, me personally, it's just me, literally what I'm doing is Avalaunch. I really am super bullish on this. I think follow their roadmap and what they're planning to do and help people get started with the fundraiser. I think it's got huge potential. Okay, I really am. And Kalao as well. Definitely a low cap gem in my opinion. So thanks very much. I say I'm super bullish now on many different projects built on many different smart contract platforms. Let's say like your Solana, Avalanche here, and obviously your Cardano as well. So and Polkadot. There's just so much going on, isn't there? It's hard to keep up with it all. But thanks so much for listening. Anyone got any other Avalanche low cap gems? So I'll put the link below for the Coingecko listing. You can see how many projects are built on the Avalanche or in partnership with their ecosystem. There's a lot. So thanks very much. Anyone want help, as usual, email me, info@cryptostrain.com. All my social media links below. Come and join us on Telegram. I've got my personal Telegram on there, as well as the group we've got. It'd be great to have you on there. Thanks very much. Have a wonderful evening. Cheers now. Bye.